Buenos dias, girls and parents and mothers. I hope you had a beautiful Mother's Day, that you were pampered and your children let you know how loved you are. Well, we are again, safe practices cannot be overemphasized. Face mask, covering your nose, covering your mouth. Remember, when you're going outside and you come back home, take it out from the ends like this, okay? And put it in a place, put it to wash, especially if it is a washable one. If it's a disposable one, put it in the bin. So for my purposes, because I am speaking to you and I'm going to put it back on, I'm just going to close like this and rest on the table. However, your hand should not be touching here, right? Especially if you go outside. Remember, out here, this is your defense mechanism. All right. So today we are going to look at a new topic. And for the first year infants, I want you to try any pet to do. The second year infants, you choose. Okay, I want you to choose. So first year, you will choose between the three pets. So I showed you my three pets. So we are always home, and some of you, your pets are your friends. My pets are my friends. So you could look at my pets and draw my pets, or you might have one and you could use the techniques I'm teaching you to draw yours. So let's see my pets. So we're doing drawing and coloring. Now, quite a few girls were telling me, Miss, I don't have this, that, and the other. I will adjust for you. All right. What I'm looking for is your drawing. When we are coloring, we are leaving no white spaces. Okay. So when we are writing things, always use a guideline. So I drew the lines and look at my lettering. See how my tall letters are touching the line? M, Y, P, E, T, S. Notice how the Y, the E, and the S, they are the same height, and the tall letters are the same height. The guidelines will help you. So mommy or auntie or daddy, I want you to help them with the guidelines, and I want to see proper writing. So first year infants, you could write my pet. Second year infants, you will write my pets. You will choose two. All right. So the first year, you choose anyone. So let's see what we're looking at. When you finish, now pencil is the guide work, is the guidelines for your work. All right. And when you're satisfied with everything, you trace it over. So I trace it over with my colored pencils. You could use colored pencils or crayons to trace over. All right. So here at the top here, you can see my dog, Appa. See Appa? So he's brown and black and a little bit of white. So there is my adorable dog, Appa. To draw Appa, you write the word D-O-G. And I just want you to look at me for a minute. D, remember it goes around, top, come down, O, so make it with me now. Around, top, come down. That's the D. Now we want to make the O around, around. Then we have G, dot, around, up, down. Okay? So let's look back at that again. So we have D, look at my cursor, around, up, down, O, G. So for the first year infants, you are going to do your work on landscape. You're going to write across my dog, right? My pet, And you're gonna do, so you could do, you have a choice which pet you want to do. Okay, so the first pet we are looking at is the dog. And what I want you to do is write the word dog, D-O-G. Let's see what we're gonna do next. From D-O-G, let me get my highlighter here. I want you, let's get the yellow highlighter, come on, yellow. I want you to do D on top and a dot. You seen it right there? Right in the middle of it. We're going to start to make the word, we are going to start to use the word dog to draw our dog. And I want you to do something else. When you finish doing that, you're going to draw the other eye, which will be from here, and you're going to start the body of the dog from under the D and under the G. So let's look back at it again. So you had the word D-O-G, okay? Then from the D, you will put another lap like this, right? Another belly, a dot in the middle. When you finish doing that, you're going to do a little loop here, one here and one here. So what you have started making is the eye and the body of the dog, okay? All right. Now we're going to do a third part. So remember we did this part here, we did the dot, we did the eye, we did this part. Now we're going to do the finishing touches. This line across, the other line across. I put on the neck collar for the dog, right? My H, sorry, let me go straight. Let me try and keep it straight, straight, straight. Sorry, I'm a bit crooked with the mouse. So first I do a H and I did a lying down D, okay? So notice already we starting to see the dog just like my apple looking up, and I'm using the letter H and D. Now I'm satisfied. I also included the paw. I forgot to show you that, and the tail. So now I'm using my crayons. I could use crayon or colored pencil. I'm outlining the features of my dog, right? So remember, when you use pencil, that is to draw what it is you want to draw. When you use the crayons or the colored pencils, it's to outline, to make it bolder, to make it pop, all right? All right, so now I'm looking at Appa, my dog, and I can see, let me just get it highlighted there. I am seeing the brown area just above his eye, right? I can see this here, right under his nose. It's a bit brown, right? I'm seeing also his hind leg. It's brown, right? And then the ends of his tail. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my brown crayons and just try to do it. Try to put in my brown areas, okay? Now, if your dog is cream or is all black, you don't have to color it all like mine. If it's all black, you press hard in certain areas. Look at this. So here, if apple was completely black, I would press hard here. But notice there's a lightning here, I will press lighter. There's a lightning here, I'll press lighter. And here, it's a bit dark, okay? So we're coloring with tones. So here is my apple. So remember when I told you I looked at apple and I saw tone? So here's my dark area and here's my light. So I press hard, press light. There are no white spaces, but there's dark and there is light, and that's my apple. See how smart he looks? I colored his eyes. So if you want first year infants, you could do a dog, starting with the word D-O-G. So here is my female cat, Cusco. See how she looks? She's so beautiful. So you start with the word cat, C-A-T. And when we write the word cat, let's just stop for a minute. So C-A-T, you start from the top, around, A, around, up, down, T, up, tail, cross. Okay, again, around, C, again, around, C. Then we do A, around, up, down. Then we do T, up, down, across. Okay, so we're making the T with a little hook. All right. Right, so we're looking at the word cat, and we're looking at my cat, Cusco, who happens to be a kind of orangey yellow cat. So the first thing I wanted to do is draw an oval and put a triangle just at the top of the T, an upside down triangle, that's for the nose, and two triangles for the ears, okay? So here it is, this should have been up here, right? So this started with an oval head, her nose, and her ears, okay? Then using the same, so I put in her eyes, and her eyes are like lying down oval lines across, and the T, I decided to do the tail. Next is the tail, okay? After the tail, let me get another color. I think this kind of jumped. After the tail, right? All that was added from the same hook of the T, a little hook going straight up to the head, and at the tail of the A, just join it to the T, join the A to the face, and here we have Cusco's body. You can see it here again. So right at the top of the A from the neck, we joined. At the bottom of the A, join to the T to make the other foot, and here we have the other foot of Cusco. So Cusco is a lined cat. You can see all the orange lines on it, right? My cat is an orange cat. There is Cusco. So here you can see her lines. Let me show you her lines. These are her lines. If you look carefully at your pets, you will see these same lines. Okay? So here is my cat's lines. So I took my orange and I did my lines. Here's my cat. Okay? And here you can clearly see the capital C. Here you can see where the A was, right? The A, and it hooked up here, right? Where it formed the T, the end of the T, right? Going around like that. Okay? So first year infants, you have the choice of either doing a dog or a cat. Lastly, we are looking at my kois, my beautiful kois. I love my kois. So these are butterfly kois. So if you look carefully, you will see the fins are quite long. And actually, when they swim, I think they actually look like butterflies. So to start making the butterfly kois, first you make an elongated D, right? So this is the mouth, elongated D, and I make a lying down W, right? Okay, so instead of the W being up like this, it's lying down to the side. Then I extend the lines, because the fish, if you look at it, they're all curving somewhere. And my kois are not normal kois. My kois are butterfly kois. So I just extended their fins. Their fins were small here. I extended their fins here, and they have big eyes. There we go. Remember, our pencil is our guidelines, and we can trace over with color. So if you look carefully, you will see it's all out there, all long fins. So some of my kois are orange, some of them are red, they're red, orange, they are yellow. All right, so let me stop sharing. All right. So I know the social distancing at times could be very daunting because we want to see each other, we want to talk to each other, but we want to also know that you are safe. All right. Some of you might be fortunate to have pets. Now is the time to spend a little more time with your pets. Give them walks, you know. It's very hot right now. Make sure they have enough water. You could even bathe them a little more regularly. Spend some time training them, right? Some of you may not have any pets. Well, you could look at my pets and you can enjoy them. But do you know you don't have to train a pet? In nature, pets are everywhere. You have birds that are flying around, and you just put a little crumb every day and it will come, right? Right now, around my head, I have my birds that are around that I'm always feeding, you know? So, and you would see the relationship that you build with this little animal that's by you. Even like a lizard, a house lizard. Yeah, some of you might say, oh no, miss. Yes. And they will actually be coming all the time to visit you and greet you. And you can have interesting conversations. Let your imaginations flow. So, in this time of COVID, right, and at your home, look into nature. Those of you who have pets, enjoy your pets. Spend a little more time with your pets. I know that sometimes school might be a lot, and when you're on your break, your pet is right there always waiting for you. Make sure it has water. Take it out for a walk. Stroke its back. Those of you who don't have pets, birds are around, and birds are very smart. When you have breakfast every morning, put a little crumb and that bird will know to come. Change the crumb every day, though. Don't leave it there. If it didn't come, don't worry, it will come, right? You kind of train it to come by leaving a breadcrumb. If it didn't come for that day, you move it and you keep doing it until you actually see it will visit. All right. So, most importantly, I want to thank families and friends who are helping with the art. I'm quite aware of how difficult it could be for some of you, but at the same time, I appreciate your support. Today's lesson was drawing and coloring. You can use your crayons, you could use your colored pencils. First year infants, I want you to do one pet for me. Second year infants, you have a choice. You could do the two, you could do the three. All right, so this is my drawing here in the end. So I drew my pets. Yeah, you can see my dog who's always outside in the yard, my cat who's always on my mat, and my fish that is always in the pond. I want you to design. When you draw your pet, both first year and second year infants, don't just draw it in the air. I want you to put it where it will be. So just like how my dog, I'm going to show it again. My dog is always in the yard, in the bush. My cat is on a mat and my fish is in a pond. I want to see that with you. I put my pets. So first year infants, you are not putting my pets. First year you're putting my pet. And you will choose if you want to draw a dog, a cat, or a fish. You will have the choice. If you want to draw two dogs, go ahead. Remember to start with the word dog. If you want to draw two cats, remember to start with the word cat. Don't forget to color it. My cat is ginger or marmalade. Your cat might be gray, might be black, might be white. You draw it. You are the designer. I'm just teaching you how to draw. My dog Apple, he's brown and white. Your dog might be a different color. So I want you to look at your dog carefully. And some of you, you are so clever. You're good with your pictures and your videos. Let me see your picture too. Let me see your pet and how you were able to capture it. Okay? Now, most important for both first year and second year, don't forget when you're coloring, no white spaces. I don't want to see the white spaces. I want you to use your colored pencils, use your crayons. Let me see the color. When you look at your animal, Are there any white spaces? So even if, like my apple, he is white, he has white spots. It's not totally white, it might have a mixture of brown in him. Okay? So, girls, remember, girls, parents, safe practices. Very, very important. I put back on my mask. Notice how I am holding it. I'm holding it by the handles, right? I'm taking it and putting it around your ears, making sure it's on my nose secure. My nose is secure. My chin is secure. I'm not touching here at all. All right? Be safe. Until I see you again. Adios.